Hi everybody. We are eating a meal that we got a lot of it out of the garden. How cool is that?
To open.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, this is Elizabeth with Live Simple, Live Free, and Papa's sitting here. He's been having dinner with us, and Bill's busy. He got done eating and he's had to go do something. But anyway, this video is going to be about, I don't know, picking the things that I'm using to make one of my first real out of the garden meals. And so I put Pops on a paper plate so that he can join us here, but if he wants to take it back to his room, he can just take it back there. So you can say hello, Pop. People ask about you.
All out of the garden.
Yep.
They're keeping me alive. I'm 90 years old. And they treat me real, real well. Thank you, Lord.
Try to get
Have a nice day.
trying to get good food in him. All right, well, let me just kind of show you the process that went into all this. All righty. Well, I know I've got some turnips I want to get picked. I'm going to get them. I've got some in here that are pretty big. All right, let me see. Oh, I can't see with my glasses on. There we go.
What you got there?
I got a turnip and some beautiful turnip greens. I'm going to, I'll probably do something with the greens tonight and saute them or something, but I'm going to take the the turnips, and if I can see what's going on with some of my beets, maybe even check some of my parsnips, but I'm going to go ahead and cut these up and cook them with some sweet potatoes for supper tonight, along with some baked chicken. So let me see if I can get some more turnips here. It's getting to be about time for me to let the sweet potatoes come over anyway, so. Well, it's little, but it's still perfectly good turnip. I know I've got some that are bigger. Here we go. Ah, there's a nice big one. Oh, well, a little one. That's okay. I'll use the greens. All right, I'm just going to look and see if I can find any more that look like they're pretty good sized. That was trying to crawl out of the ground anyway. These are going to be tender and wonderful. All right, I'm going to pick one more here. There we go. Ah, it's going to be a nice bunch of turnips. Now I'll let the rest of these guys kind of keep growing a little bit more. And let me check and see if there's any parsnips that are looking at all like they're getting there. I've learned a lot. I got to plant these really differently next time. But I'm still getting some turnips. All right. Anybody here ready to come up? These parsnips came up so much later. I'm not going to mess with them yet. But let me see what's happening with beets. And I got lots of greens here. I'll get them cleaned up, and they saute up really nicely. Okay. Now, I'm not going to touch the carrots yet. They've barely gotten going. All right, beets, beets, beets. Beets. And the greens are wonderful. There's beets. We're going to have some of them tonight, too. I'm growing beets. This is so exciting. All right. Here we go. I'm going to get one more, and I think that's going to be nice for dinner tonight. We got these wonderful greens. I'm going to saute them up, and I'm going to cook these roots. I'm going to have baked chicken, and this stuff's coming out of my garden. This is so exciting. And I'm going to try to start clearing this stuff out, because I'm really, the Sluggo has worked. Look, I'm not getting chewed on my sweet potatoes. And I'm going to start letting them take over. I'm going to start letting them move over here now. So let me see what all I can pull out. One more beet would be very nice for tonight. Ta-da!
Hold the bowl out.
Oh.
Turn it.
How is that for a lovely harvest? And it's not just the roots, it's the leaves too. Oh, I feel so blessed. Look at this, honey. It grew in my own garden. That's awesome. I was going to get some lettuce, but you know what? We've been using quite a bit of it, and I think we're going to have plenty of greens for tonight, so I don't think I'll do lettuce tonight. So, all right. And I'm going to let these sweet potatoes just grow and grow and grow. This is so cool. You might want to show over there, we got some pumpkins. See down there? That's a pumpkin growing. Lots of things are starting to really produce now. So, like I said, this is my pumpkin that ate Virginia. So I'm going to start cleaning and preparing this. We're going to cook the turnips with some sweet potatoes tonight, and I'm going to fry up the greens. This looks like so much, but once it fries up, it just goes down a lot. And then I'm going to save the beets and have them for another meal very soon. Because tonight we're going to have turnips with sweet potatoes and the greens and chicken. So I'm going to start processing this, and yet there's a little dirt around. That's okay, it ain't going to hurt a thing. Oh, I absolutely love this. So this comes off. It's beautiful beet. And I'm going to put that in here. And the greens. Oh, I've discovered that beet greens are wonderful. They're yummy. So they're going to go over right into this one, because I'll start rinsing them and trimming and fixing them up. But right now I'm just going to kind of separate the greens from the beets and the turnips and go from there. Yep, I planted these a little too close together. I've got to have them spread a little bit more. It's been a real learning process with this raised bed, but I'm grateful. I'm still growing stuff, and it's all going to work out fine. All right. Hello, little beet. Sorry if the knife cutting is a little too loud. This is just on a regular, good, heavy-duty, little white cutting board here. By the way, I love these knives. I've got 4 of them. They're from Pioneer Woman. I love her stuff. They're so sharp and so strong, and I don't put them in the dishwasher. Just when I'm done, I'll clean them and put it right back in its sheath. It comes with its own sheath. But I have used these so much. Oh my goodness. Let's get a turnip this time. There we go. Of course, you know, growing is fun, but then you got to also process and take good care of this stuff when you pick it. And, you know, I'm going to do my best to make use of all this. Not waste anything. I wonder how much of that's edible. I'll try. Okay. Now, this time it's turnip greens going in here. Yeah, I love turnip greens. I'm going to use a little bit of my lard that I rendered, and I'm going to cook a little bit of bacon and put that in with these greens when I saute them, and that'll be so good. And then we're going to have some nice turnips and sweet potatoes. I love them mixed together. And I can't wait for the parsnips to get bigger, but they still need more time. They took a lot longer to come up, which other people have told me does happen. But I'm looking forward to the parsnips too. And of course my carrots are, whoops, escapee. My carrots are, there we go. I'll be cleaning this very carefully. They're just barely really getting a chance now, so I'm not going to do anything with them. I want them to get a chance to really grow. Okay. Oh, there we go. Don't tip over. I'll be going through and cleaning these really carefully and getting them cut up and ready to go for the greens. Oh, we're gonna have a nice mess of turnips tonight. And then I'll be doing these beets probably tomorrow night. I know I'm just chattering, but I'm just so enjoying this. Maybe I'll have Bill speed up this whole process from now on. Now, anything I don't directly cook tonight is, of course, going into the compost that we are sharing with Barry and Molly, with our son and his wife. And we're taking compostables to their compost. So every bit of this that I am not going to actually cook and eat, we're going to be composting really carefully. All right, I will be sorting through the greens and then, cutting them up to saute them, which won't take very long at all. I need to get my root vegetables and my chicken going first. So I will be back. Here's my turnips. I don't seem to see much evidence of slugs on them anymore, but I'm sure watching for it. I might not even notice a sauteed slug, but just the idea is a little hard to handle. So I'm really trying to check these carefully. And then I'll wash them and wash them and wash them. Okay. Man, that's a lot of good vitamins. Let's try some of the beets now. I'm not sure about the real long stem part. So I'm going to just stick basically to the leaves. And I may be wrong there. I'll have to find out. But I'm trying to save as much of the leaf as I possibly can for us to eat. These are wonderful in salads, but I'm going to try them sauteed with the turnip greens tonight since I've got so many. Sure tell them because they've got this lovely red in them. The stems almost look like rhubarb. I know they're not, though. Man, I don't know what to think about that. I don't know. I just hate to throw them in and then they don't work and they would mess all the rest of it up. I do know that the leaves are really very nice. Oh, I think that slug stuff really made a difference. I'm so glad because, stuff was getting chomped. I've tried all sorts of things, but I think that Sluggo really did it. Okay. Now, please keep in mind, I'm still going to wash the tar out of these things. Okay, let me get this big bunch. If there's a little bit of holes chewed in them, and as long as there's no slugs there and I can rinse them and clean them really well, cook them thoroughly, they should be fine. Although, something like that is, I think, a little too far gone. That was a slug dinner, that's for sure. The rest of this looks pretty good. This looks like such a big pile of greens. Wait till I cook them. So cute, just like with spinach. They go, they cook down a lot. Now, we have been using the beet greens for just salad, and it's really good. And then, of course, we've been using I've got romaine and a mesclun mixture that we've been enjoying a lot. And with that cover that Molly gave me to block out like 40% of the UV, I've still got lettuce, and I can't believe it hasn't all bolted, but it has not bolted. So I'm still able to use the lettuce even now. Okay, you are too far gone. There we go. This is going to have a good flavor with the lard and the bacon. Real good flavor. All right. This is my last bundle. These are beets. It's such a wonderful blessing that we can eat the roots, and they will actually store really well. I'm hoping to have some in store that I can kind of store too. But with having the roots and then these lovely leaves, it's just bountiful blessing. I know somebody's going to tell me that I should be eating all these stems. I just don't know what to do with stems. They're pretty hard. I'm just trying to go with the tenderer parts and the leaves. Ah, nice big mess of greens. I'm going to go wash and wash and wash. Oh, these are beautiful. Yep. Oh, I know I act all excited, but you just got to understand how greatly I love this. Okay. Oh, goodness. Feels so wonderful. Okay. There's my nice bunch of greens I'm going to saute. I'm going to have to use my biggest skillet. There we go. Okay, sauteed greens. This is going to go in compost. The beets are going to be for tomorrow night, and turnips for tonight. I'll show you the finished product, of course. I'm going to go wash and wash and wash. You probably don't really have to see that. Just imagine me washing these a lot. All right, I've got chicken in the oven. And here are my turnips cooking with sweet potatoes. And people have suggested roasting them. I'm going to try that soon. I really will. I'm going to try roasting them. And then I've just about got all the greens cleaned. I'm still working over here on them. And I'll get them all ready to go. I'm going to get some bacon cooking. I just got the neatest bacon cooking thing. It was at good old Cracker Barrel. There, sorry, I'm just gonna... There's a tray here, and you put the bacon on it. You put this thing on, a little cute piggy face, and you put it in the microwave, and boy, does it work well and quickly. So I'll have some bacon cooked to go with the greens. Neat. Oh, I'm boiling over here. Good. I have made the decision that with the beets, I will prepare them tomorrow, and I think I'm going to be better off if I just brush all the dirt off and put them in a bowl with a good lid on them. Just maybe pop them in the fridge, I don't know. But I don't want to get them wet. I think if I just brush the dirt off and keep them nice and dry, that it'll be better when I try to get them completely prepared maybe for tomorrow. So I'm just going to brush the dirt off and put them in a little dish with a lid. So sometimes I think the less you mess with them, the better they're going to be having to wait for me to use them. So just get the most of the dirt off. All right, now these are going to be wonderful tomorrow. Got a lid here. I try to have lids for all of my containers. Do my best to always have a lid for them. Saves on plastic and stuff like that. And there we go. And I'll probably I probably don't need to refrigerate these, but I think I'll just put them in the fridge just so that I feel like they're extra super fresh. My next thing will be I'll be laying this bacon out and getting that cooking, and then I'll make sure my greens are all ready to go. I've just washed this, and isn't this sheath that goes with it beautiful? So I just put these together, and it's safe for me to go ahead and put away nice and clean. I am going to get some bacon going, and then my next thing will be to make sure I have my greens completely ready to go. Chicken's cooking, and the root vegetables are all cooking. So, all right. Discuss. Now this is neat bacon because it's like not even got. It's like not even. Let's say not cured. In other words, this is about as natural as you can get with bacon. So, trying to stay away from things I'm not supposed to be having. But boy, is this going to give some lovely flavor to those greens. I'm just going to smush them in there. And it takes about a minute per slice of bacon. And I watch it because sometimes they cook even faster than that. So I don't want them to get, I don't mind a little bit like crisped up, but I don't want them burned. Okay, I think one more. And we'll put this in for a few minutes. Okay. I'll just make that a half. And then if I want to, yeah, there we go. It'll fit. It'll work. And then the fat goes down into the little grooves and is very easy to pour out. Makes it very easy. And then just pops right into the dishwasher and cleans like a dream. So, Here we go. Oops. Sorry, little pig face. The cutest thing. I don't know if you can see it. But I enjoy some of the cooking stuff you can find at Walmart. Walmart. Well, Walmart, but no, this was Cracker Barrel. Enjoy some of the cooking things you can find at Cracker Barrel. There we go. All right, I'm going to pop it in the microwave. Okay, I'm going to start my greens. This had a little bit of water in it, so I made sure it's really bone dry, and I've already started warming my big cast iron skillet up. This is the lard that I was able to render myself. It is absolutely lovely. And if it looks like it comes out pretty well after the greens are done, I'll save it in the fridge and use it again because it should be fine. Okay. Now I want to get this good and melted. Oh, that's just so nice to use. It's got a very mild, I mean, there's not even really any smell at all. It's not even mild. There's no smell. And it's got a very mild taste. Okay, I'm going to let that melt and let me show you. This is my bacon. And I deliberately, and by the way, this will clean right up. I deliberately let it get a little crispy because I think that when I break it up into the greens, that's going to be better. And I'll just drain the bacon fat off. So, got my lard melt. Oops, I'm going to make this a little bit cooler. Cast iron will hold heat really well, and I don't want this smoking. I'm going to turn it down, get that melted. And then, once it's melted, I'm just going to start easing my greens in. Now, these have all been rinsed twice, not sitting soaking in water, but rinsed really well a couple of times. And then this is a colander, and I've been letting it drip down so that it's as dry as I can make it. Try to avoid splattering as much as I can. It's going to be a little splattery. But let me go ahead. This is ready for me to start this. Ooh, that's splattery all right. Let me put a bunch in. There we go. It'll cool right off. Whew. All right. As that cooks down, I'll add some more. Try to get as much in there as I can to start with. Kind of start stirring it around. And then I will blast up the bacon into it after it's cooked. So I'll show you in a minute kind of what it's doing, but I'm going to let that cook down just a little. So that's all the greens in here. This is like my biggest skillet that I have, my big cast iron. Believe me, it will cook down a lot. And I'll just keep kind of moving them around and turning them and giving everything a chance to get in the heat and cook. And they'll cook down. Oh, these are going to be so good. Now remember, these are beet greens. You can see the red. And then the turnip greens that I just got from the garden. That is fresh as you can get. And then my root vegetables, the turnips and the sweet potatoes are cooking over here. Beets are in the fridge for tomorrow night. Chicken's in the oven. And bacon's over here under the little pig face. All right, gonna keep it cooking. You can see how much this has already cooked down. And what I did was, when I knew the bottom had cooked quite a bit, I just flipped the whole thing over like a pancake. And it did, it flipped nicely. And these are, fairly big leaves, so they're going to be nice, a lot of long pieces, but it's going to be surprising how much this is going to cook down. I did take some, not too much, but just some of the bacon grease and dribbled a little bit of it on there just for flavor. And then we'll put the bacon pieces in there. I've got them ready to crumble right here. Okay, I'm just going to let this keep cooking, but I wanted to show you how much it's already cooked down. When these are already cooked, they are so easy. And I'm just going to cool it off again just the tiniest bit, and then I just take my knife, and the outside cools quite a bit, and the inside, now watch out, the inside's still very hot, but look how easy that thing peeled. It just couldn't be easier. Like I said, I just have to be careful because the inside of it stays good and hot. Run a knife up here, look at that, boop. Completely good to go, and that's the peels are going to go in the compost. All right, I'm watching out for any little spots I have to get rid of. I've got them sitting over here in cool water, but the inside doesn't cool off too much. Okay, I'm going to have to cool that water back off a little bit, but just be very careful It's easy, but the the inside is hot. There you go. That's how I'm going to be able to have these peeled. And there's my turnips all ready to go. And I will have this all set in. Look at that. Boop. No time at all. So easy. Oh. In fact, this one I think, watch. I don't even have to cut the skin. It just peels. Would you like some?
Sure.
All right, so sweet potatoes and the turnips right out of the garden. Okay.
So turnip greens and beet greens.
And beet greens, yes.
I've never had either one.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. You know that when we go to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, she eats turnip greens at Cracker Barrel all the time.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't know whether we should cook the stems or not. Did you talk about this?
I wasn't sure as I was cutting them up. See what you think, hon.
So anyway, we put the stems in there. I think that works.
Think it tastes okay? All righty. Now,
I am going to kind of cut it up a little bit.
Yeah. I left the bacon here. Please crumble a little bit in. I wanted people just to kind of add bacon as they wanted.
So what do you guys think? When you cook like beet greens and turnip greens, do you leave the stems on or do you cut the stems off?
Let's do a quick blessing, sweetheart.
Okay.
Lord, thank you for the provision that you've made here, for beautiful things that grow. And may this food be our nourishment. In Jesus' name, amen. So
our first real meal from the garden.
yeah, I mean, this is like the turnips and all the greens. And that huge pile of greens cooked down, like I knew it would, quite a bit. All right, let me get some here.
We really like to mix the turnips and the sweet potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Turnips can be a little bit,
It's almost like a hint of a bite
Yeah,
when
but-
you're done with the
yeah.
bite. Mm-hmm.
but when you mix it in with the sweet potato, you don't notice it at all. And also the turnips tend to make the sweet potatoes a little bit less sweet, kind of mellow them out a little bit. We really like the combination quite a bit.
Yeah, I like them together. And I like putting in parsnips when I start getting parsnips.
I put too much butter on here.
You want to save a little bit for Pop's plate, and I'll put it on his sweet potatoes. There we go. I'll put that on Pop's sweet potatoes.
Too much butter.
Yeah, if it's too buttery, that's not really good. So, salt and pepper. Well, listen, guys, I'm so grateful to have this meal out of the garden. Just a second, I got to try these greens. Oh, they're good. I love turnip greens. And the beets are also wonderful in here. They're very mild. Oh, I love that. Now, you can still put bacon in, sweetheart.
I think it would probably be better in the future without the stems.
Okay.
They're okay. They're edible.
Yeah, I'll probably really make it just the leaves next time.
I won't go so far as to say I love turnip greens, but they're edible.
Well, that's good. And, for a boy from the Northeast, I'm from the hills. My family are beautiful, sweet hillbillies. But anyway, this is not the kind of stuff that he had really ever eaten before, so I'm proud of him for eating greens. Oh, I'll never forget. Remember right after we got married, I cooked a big old pot of beans and put some greens with it and made some cornbread and put the cornbread on his plate and covered it in the beans and gave him some greens on the side, and he looked at me like, what in the world is that? Yep.
I'd never heard of such a thing.
Yep.
We've been married a couple weeks or something
yeah.
like that, and
Maybe 2 weeks.
I went to McDonald's. We almost got divorced the next morning.
That's not true, but yeah, he kind of had to get used to all that. So he has helped me to learn to enjoy crab and all sorts of stuff like that. And I've introduced him to things like the beans and greens and fried green tomatoes. And
It was definitely a blending of cultures.
yes,
The Northeast and the Ozarks.
yep. Because even though I grew up in the West, my mom cooked farm, just like
Because
my
she was from the Ozarks.
yeah, she cooked like she did on the farm. Growing up with grandma and grandpa on the farm. So the bacon's good.
Yeah, I think it would definitely be better without the stalks, the stems.
Right. If you want to leave the stems behind, you can. I wouldn't be offended. We're really just trying to learn here. So, yeah, let me try some with just leaves and the bacon. I bet that's going to be wonderful. A little bit of bacon. Sorry I'm getting my fingers on here, but I just was breaking up bacon. Oh, no, that's good. Just the leaves with that little hint of bacon. And oh, yeah. That turnip flavor with the sweet potatoes is so good. And I mashed them up with a little bit of coconut. I mashed them up. When I get excited, I talk too fast. I put a little bit of coconut milk in there. And then Bill put a little bit of butter on his. And then, of course, we just have basic baked chicken. So, oh, yum. Okay. Well, I'm enjoying this garden. And I'm going to learn how to use this food. I'm going to do my very best to make good use of all of it. This is such an incredible experience for me. You be blessed. Thanks for joining in as I'm doing all this adventure here. So live simple.
Live free. You be blessed.
Yeah. All right. Love you guys. And we're going to finish our meal and go feed Pop.
We'll see you next time.
Yep. See you next time.